It seems that the Rangers have marked the end of the rebuild in Manhattan, as the Rangers have had a plethora of moves made this summer, and it doesn't seem like they are done yet. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe, and let's take a look at what the Rangers may have in store before the end of the offseason. The New York Rangers seem to be marking a turning point in this franchise right now, as they went from a rebuilder back a couple of years ago when they sent out the letters to the fans to now trying to become a hopeful or a contender in the Stanley Cup playoffs as soon as this season. Obviously, bringing in some very good players: Artemi Panarin in the free agency market, Jacob Trouba in the trade market. At the draft, bringing in Capo Caco, and in the NCAA free agency, bringing in Adam Fox, who they did trade for his rights, but we knew he would have ended up with the Rangers either way. So here we go. The Rangers basically got a asset from all of those places: the draft, free agency, trade. Arguably, could say trade for Adam Fox as well, or the NCAA route. So the Rangers picked from a couple of different avenues this year. They brought in John Davidson from the Columbus Blue Jackets as well to help. I believe he's the president of hockey ops there for the Rangers, so he has a pretty high management role with the New York Rangers. So, with that being said, what else do the Rangers need to do? Well, back before, as soon as the trade deadline, there were rumors that Chris Kreider could be on the move out of New York. Now, that obviously has not happened to this point, but the Rangers definitely seem to be looking at the market on a trade for Chris Kreider. You wonder if a team like the Toronto Maple Leafs on a one-year deal, or the Nashville Predators, you're looking at teams like that that may be interested in a guy like Kreider. Now, obviously, there are some restrictions with both the Predators and the Toronto Maple Leafs, both being either at or above the salary cap. So that may be a more difficult trade to work out. And considering the Rangers, where they are at the top in terms of the salary cap themselves, that may not be a realistic option in terms of trying to move salary back and forth. If the Rangers were to move Kreider, it would probably to try and alleviate cap space. With that said, we already talked about it a little bit. Jacob Trouba was traded to from the Winnipeg Jets to the Rangers, and he is making $8 million per year. So he is getting a lot of money for the next 7 years. He's a pretty highly paid player, and that's the way it is. And I don't think the New York Rangers mind too much right now. I'm a little bit more nervous about this move. We don't really know what Trouba is. I don't know how confident I'd be in giving him an an $8 million contract for 7 years. That seems like a little bit long on the duration of the contract, as well as the the annual amount given to a guy like Trouba, who has shown some good moments here and there, but we don't really know what he is. He really, he kind of was sitting in the bottom pairings there in Winnipeg. Maybe this is his chance to shine, but I definitely feel like, and not to discredit the Rangers, but Kevin Cheveldayoff is a pretty good general manager himself. Look where he's gotten that Winnipeg team since they moved from Atlanta. He's done a pretty good job there, and I think he knows talent. I feel like he's definitely reluctant to give a guy like Trouba that really big contract. So we'll wait and see, but it does seem a little high to me at this point. Obviously, they bring in Artemi Panarin, the big free agent, the big fish on the market. They bring him in for a little over $11 million. Again, that's a lot of money. It's 7 years. So the Rangers are really, they went all in this offseason. And right there, that's around $20 million in Jacob Trouba and Artemi Panarin, which you can argue they're good players. But I don't know about $20 million. Basically $10 million split between the two of them. That's a lot of money. For the Rangers to be banking on these guys to be players when they really haven't proven all that much to us to this point. Adam Fox, kind of like a Jimmy Vesey. Obviously, Jimmy Vesey was traded as well to bring in Artemi Panarin. But Adam Fox seems to be that next guy, that NCAA guy that comes in and hopefully makes a difference for the New York Rangers. They still have to re-sign guys like Anthony DeAngelo as well. I wonder how that's going to work. They need to clear out some salary cap space, and that's why I think a Chris Kreider trade just seems inevitable. Or if they really can't find a trade for Kreider, maybe they think about trading Anthony DeAngelo, which I do not think is the option that they will end up going for. I think it will end up being Kreider. You bring in guys like Capo Caco, it leaves a void for a younger player to play, where Kreider could maybe garner some value for the New York Rangers. With that said, though, obviously Shesterkin will be the goaltender, and Henrik Lundqvist as well as Georgiev. I would think that Shesterkin starts off in the American Hockey League to start the season in Hartford, and then eventually will, either by the end of the season, maybe he'll get a couple chances with injury, hopefully you don't see it, but with Lundqvist or Georgiev, he may get a couple starts this season. And as soon as next year, I think he'll be the backup, and switching off, transitioning to becoming a starting goaltender in the New York Rangers organization. So that seems to be the plan for the New York Rangers. We'll see at training camp. Do they think Shesterkin's ready right now? I'm on the fence about that. I don't think it's a good move by the New York Rangers to rush him in. We've seen goalies rushed in the past. You look at a guy like Binnington, he's 24, 25 years old, and he's just getting his start in the NHL, and look how good he was. So you need to give goaltenders time, and I think that's something that the Rangers, you might as well. You've waited a couple years here for Shesterkin to come over from Russia. You might as well give him the extra year in the American Hockey League. It really doesn't hurt all that much. So let me know what you guys think of the New York Rangers. Do you think Chris Kreider is going to get traded? What's up with Anthony DeAngelo? Do you like the signings of Artemi Panarin and Jacob Trouba? Not only do you like the signings, but do you like the dollar amount and the term that they were given as well? What do you think of John Davidson coming in to help Jeff Gorton and staff in New York? Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe. And check out our Instagram at Goal Line Hockey as well. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.